Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Chels Daft and this is the home of the Chelsea news and Chelsea transfer news updates. All the latest articles and stories and rumours that have caught my eye last 24 hours. Stories that you guys would have seen as well. Just going to discuss them in some detail. And with that, let's get cracking. First up, as you guys would have seen, Kai Havertz confirms his favourite position and why the £72 million fee will not weigh heavily on his shoulders. We saw yesterday Timo Werner with his press conference nails the term of Kai Havertz, and he was asked about his favourite position and position that he's played, and he said this: I played, I think, every offensive position at Leverkusen. I played as a right winger, number 10, and number 6, and number 8, sometimes as a striker as well. But for me, it's very important to have that flexibility on the pitch and to be creative. Those are the things that I like. I think I can play many positions, but of course for me, my best position is as a number 10. I can play on the right side as well, or as a striker. To be honest, I'm happy to stay on the pitch and I think I'm flexible. He went on to say, I'm just very happy to be here now. I think it took very long, but now I'm here, I'm very happy, and I think I've settled in very well. Of course, Chelsea is a very big club and I know this already. For me, it's a big step to come to another country, culture and language. It's very different than before and that takes some weeks to adapt to, but I'm looking forward to it. For me, it's a perfect step to come from Leverkusen to the Premier League. It is another way here to play football. I watched it a lot and for me, it's always been the best league in the world with the best teams. I'm now very happy to be playing for one of the best teams in England, the world as well. I'm actually very thankful, but obviously I need a little time to adapt to the league. It's very different to Germany, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think on Sunday it will be the first improvement for me. When he was asked of the price tag, he said this: of course it's a big price tag, but I think in football today it's normal to pay these prices. For me, I will not put a lot of pressure on myself because I think I'm doing not the best or the worst because the price tag is that high. I'm trying to focus on football and trying to play my best football here in Chelsea and not put pressure on myself. I'm just playing football. I love to play football. That's why I'm here. I try my best. So too, an article featured on the Chelsea Chronicle. Ben Chilwell reveals Hakim Ziyech's chat over their Chelsea trophy ambitions, which was good, I have to say. It's featured on the official website, which I can't show, but I can show you the comment on here. And Chilwell and Ziyech were talking and he said this: I was chatting to Hakim about it and we were both saying, with the squad we've got now, over the next few years we should be getting to cup finals and challenging for the league every year. I think that's why we've come here, because we're both confident that can be the case. Chilwell was also talking about the opportunity to come to Chelsea and said this: I'm 23, I'm not at the age anymore, I'm just happy to be playing. I want to be in a team that wins things. When I come to the end of my career, I want to have won everything there is to win. I think at this club, we can do that. So to one or two pieces of transfer news, and Chelsea midfielder Lewis Baker has gone out on his third overseas loan and his 8th overall since he's been at Chelsea, and he's gone to Turkey to Trabzonspor on loan and they've got the option to buy him on a permanent deal. Baker is known by Eddie Newton. Obviously, he's been part of Chelsea, Baker and Eddie Newton, and the coaching setup. Newton's just taken over Trabzonspor and he's requested the loan of Baker from Chelsea, which they've accepted. Let's wish both of them luck and hopefully it works out. Another person on his way out is Davide Zappacosta. Gianluca Di Marzio reports there's agreement between Chelsea and Genoa for Davide Zappacosta to sign on loan for the season. The report states that Chelsea were trying to get rid of Zappacosta on a permanent basis. No one wanted to sign him, so they've taken him on loan instead. So to a major update with Conor Gallagher, and Slaven Bilic, the West Brom manager, has stated that the move is basically done on a loan deal once he signed his brand new contract at Chelsea. He said this: I think with Conor it's a paperwork thing. It's basically done, but it's paperwork. We are delighted. I also know the player from the Championship, where last season he made a huge impact. First at Charlton, then at Swansea. We're in the Championship, so we know his quality. And of course, West Brom signed Branislav Ivanovic on a 1-year contract, the 36-year-old who left Zenit St. Petersburg. And of Ivanovic, the Chelsea legend, Bilic said this: I know he's a very positive guy. He's going to first of all bring quality to us. He's a top defender. Secondly, which is also very important for us, especially for a team who is to find ourselves at this level, is experience both on and off the pitch. Let's hope that Ivanovic and Conor Gallagher can have good seasons at West Brom. Chelsea closing on 20 million Edouard Mendy transfer as the agent confirms a deal is agreed. It's been going on to and fro backwards and forwards, with talk of Giroud first being wanted on loan and then Fikayo Tomori. The deal has now been agreed according to his agent. The two parties have come to an agreement. All that's left is formalisation. It could be even done tomorrow if it all goes well. Afterwards, the player himself will come to finalise everything, including having his medical. So it's taken an age, but Mendy is done. So as we've seen in the past couple of days, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz have been talking to the media, having arrived at Chelsea in the summer. Also, Hakim Ziyech is there, and I wonder if he'll then do a press conference of the arrival at Chelsea along with Ben Chilwell. Of all the new arrivals, there's a lot of speculation about what's going to happen to the existing squad members, and especially those youngsters that forced their way in last season. So to the Sun, Lampard looking to integrate new Chelsea transfers quickly, but can't wait to see what academy kids like Mason Mount can do. It's clear they've laid down the gauntlet, Chelsea, to the academy boys. They pretty much nailed on their positions themselves last season. Now they've got to fight for them, and competition for places is fantastic. But Frank Lampard has said this: my plan is to integrate the new signings into the team as quickly as we can. I think we've made a few signings like this because we really couldn't do it last year. So we asked, how can we improve the squad in what areas? My job now is to integrate them quickly. We bought some young players, Werner, Havertz and Ziyech, as well as Thiago Silva, who's obviously very experienced. The players played in different leagues in European football. The Premier League is very different in its physical nature and the speed of it. My job is to make them comfortable and get the best out of them as soon as I can. I'm confident we can do that, but we must be a little bit patient, because sometimes even the greatest talents can take a little bit of time with the Premier League. I support them through that time, and hopefully we'll see a lot of great things really soon. So finally, Jurgen Klopp's been talking of Chelsea ahead of our game on Sunday, and he's discussed Chelsea's threats and the rivalry with Frank Lampard. We all saw the video, we've all witnessed during the game the flare-up that was there on the sideline at the end of last season. And Klopp has played it down and said there's absolutely nothing in this apparent rivalry. And he said this: between Frank and me, there's absolutely nothing. I admired him and loved him as a player, and now he's doing a really good job as a coach. So I can't help you with some rivalry between us. We will obviously be rivals on Sunday, but apart from that, it's all good. We are different clubs leading a different way, and that's how it is. We invest what we earn, and sometimes we invest before we earn. It's still based on these kinds of things, and it's not like this for other clubs. Whatever they do, I'm completely fine with that. They can do all they want, and it's free world. We have our way of dealing with the club. There's plenty of threats. They've signed really well and already had an unbelievably good team. We had to suffer a lot against them in the games last season. Christian Pulisic obviously wasn't involved, but he'll probably be fit for the game. Mason Mount, I know Kai Havertz from Bundesliga, he will play a proper role this season. There's so many good players up front in midfield, the defensive line and the fullbacks. There's not a biggest threat. Chelsea themselves are a threat, and that's how it is in football. I hope we stuff them at the weekend. That's it from me. If you like the video, smash that like button for me, then subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss my videos come out, which is pretty much daily. Let me know what you think about anything discussed, any story, any comment in the comment section below. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. Have a good Thursday. See you all tomorrow.